Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. It has been a minute since I've been on. I told y'all I was having a very, very busy week, and it was busy. Or when I say we, talking about at work, a lot of stuff went down, a lot of stuff going on, very stressful. So your girl had to stick and move. I didn't have time to say hey, but I did let y'all know I was going to be busy this weekend. Just other personal things going on, but all is well. Hey, peacemakers, the hair is done. Me and mom are getting out for the day. We're gonna do a day road trip. I'm excited just to get out. Nothing spectacular, but excited to be able to take y'all with. But right now, this video is gonna be a talking video, right quick. I'm gonna be putting on just minimal makeup. Because again, this is where we're going is somewhere I've always wanted to go. It's so random and weird, but I just wanted to go. And it's not but a 2-hour drive. I'm like, dude, what? Let's do it. But anyway, y'all, I hope everyone has been doing well. And look, y'all, this is not a tutorial. I'm just going through this. My quick, easy, natural look makeup. I'm wearing blue jeans and a jacket and some kicks, something comfortable because we're going to be doing a lot of walking. And that's it. But y'all, I wanted to talk to y'all about, I've been watching the news this morning, just catching up on news. Haven't watched hardly any TV this week at all. Just didn't. But I'm following up on them talking about this Silicon Valley Bank debacle and how the FDA has finally, not FDA, the FDIC has come out and said that they taking some ownership of that banking collapse and that they should have had more oversight, or I guess when people were giving red flags that they should have been more diligent and been more micromanaging. And this is what I want to speak on. I was just listening and I just want to speak on it. And how sometimes, of course, I personally think government is too big and they get involved in stuff they really don't need to be involved in. Let the states handle it and all that stuff. Because what's going on in your state or the issues that's going on in your state may not be applicable to what's going on in North Carolina, for instance, right? So I think states should be able to govern their province based on what's going on. Like, you know, people in California don't really have to deal with hurricanes and that type of stuff. Although they may have inclement weather, they're prone to fires. You see what I'm saying? So there might be regulations and stuff and laws in place that will keep, or there might be more stronger penalties in place when people are found to drop cigarettes. You know, it's not good anywhere in any state, but because they're prone to a lot of fires in California, y'all understand what I'm saying. So that's just an analogy I'm just using. Again, there's just certain things. I'm just using weather as a, as an example. So when it comes to certain things, yes, I think states need to be able to regulate and do all this other kind of stuff. But when it comes to banking, and again, this is why I can get passionate about people vote and know what you're voting for. Not just because it feels good, because you're just mad, but truly vote your interest. Vote about things that are truly in your interest. Not because you just want to be on this side or that side. Know what you're voting. Know who's laboring among you. Who is laboring for you. Whether you voted for those people or not. They are still accountable for representing you. See, that's the thing you have to keep in mind. Just because it's a party that you like you're okay with whoever's representing you, but then you don't ever check their record. And you think about this, even on our job, think about your job. Think about what you do every day on your job that you get paid for. Now, we know, yeah, there are going to be some people on your job. It seems like they get away with murder. They can break all day long. They can do this. They can be slackers. And you might complain and you might get upset and you gnaw at your teeth. And it seems like that one, and never nothing happens to them. But then you're on a job and you see people slacking, not doing what they're supposed to do. There are things that go by the wayside, and then when they don't do them, they're looking at you to do it. Well, that's how we should really look at things with politicians. If they're not doing their job, or you just decide that they're okay, you're okay with them doing it because you like them and they're part of your party. Oh no, don't let the opposition do the same thing, honey. And honey, you're upset. But we're looking at you, but that's what they do all the time. So let's just say the minute you decide to slack that day, the minute you decide to take an extra break, and they now have to answer your phone call, or they have to do, oh no, it's a problem. So that's what I'm saying. So again, when it comes to these people, talking about your representatives, whether you're on one side of the aisle or the other, these are people that are representing, and they create laws that govern your life. So all I'm saying is to say this, is with this banking situation, a lot of times, no, we want things to be less regulated, but then there's some things that have to be regulated because there are going to be people, again, who are not paying attention, or they're okay with their homeboy or homegirl in a certain position, and they don't care if they're slackers. They don't care. It's because they like them, because they're part of their team, but they ain't doing the job. But again, using that same thing, let somebody else, or let you try to do what they do. Oh, honey, it'll be a problem. You'll stick out like a sore thumb if you try to be a slacker, or if you don't do what your job every day. Oh, honey, the spotlight will zoom down on you, and you be like, but why come you ain't say nothing when they were doing it? See what I'm saying? So anyway, so with this banking situation, it's just so ironic that here it is now. Of course, now the Fed, the government is saying, well, we're going to have to step in and take over certain banks because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. Again, oversight. And that's why, and then when you think about everything in the grand scheme of things, and we're on our soapbox about less government, but it's almost like we all need to be thankful that there is government in place to oversee stuff. Because if it had not been for the government stepping in and saying, wait, ho, what y'all doing over here? You got people panicking, snatching their money out of the bank because y'all are failing over here. And let me tell you something. When you have worked hard for your money, I don't know if y'all remember that Enron mess way back in the day. Honey, them people thought they had that money in 401k, and honey, it was all gone. So that's why there has to be certain regulations in place. That's why there's certain consumer protections in place. And, Obama put a lot of that stuff in place. Now, again, I'm not picking and all that, but Trump put a lot of stuff in place that undid a lot of those consumer protections. And now here it is. So that's why I say you have to read the detail. We really, truly have to read the details. And it won't just Trump. It was the Republican Party that put those things in place that protect those big bankers and the 1%ers. And I understand all that stuff works together. But I'm just saying, before we start hollering about, oh, he was the greatest and all that, maybe in some areas, maybe you're a 1%er. Maybe some of y'all who leave comments, who watch my video, maybe y'all are in the 1% earners. And y'all are, triple billionaires and millionaires. I don't know. You never know who's watching your channel. But if y'all are in that thing, it may be great for y'all. But for the rest of us, somebody say the rest of us, it may not be a good thing. And so when they go unchecked, when they go unwatched and unregulated, like it says, when the boss is away, the people will play. That's a forever true statement. You know, for those people who aren't disciplined. Y'all remember the video I just did on discipline? For those people who aren't disciplined and govern their lives as though people are watching you, and even us as Christians, or those of us in the household of faith, that's why it's so important that we participate and that we're not just spectators. And we have to know who's laboring among us. So again, y'all know me over here. I try not to get all deep into politics, but I like to be able to share and encourage and have a mind to think. Have a mind. What's that thing? A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Renew your mind about some things. Don't just go with what you just because you like this particular party or because there's a lot of things that both parties do that irritate me. None of them are exempt from foolishness. None of them. But at the same time, know why things have to be the way they are. Because like I said, when there's no oversight, and like I said, even on the job, think about people. You just sit back and think about people who get away with this, that, or the other. And here you is busting your tail, doing everything you're supposed to do every day. And you see all these other people only doing things that benefit them. And here you are suffering, and ain't nobody saying nothing to them. And like I said, most of the time on your job, you're not going to be able to get away with that. So why do we let the people that are representing us get away with that? But again, going back to the bank situation is where, again, folks overlook stuff. They ain't looking. And then it's too late. That's why I think it's important, if you're in management or if you're in a leadership role, don't dismiss what people tell you that work for you. Don't dismiss it. Look into it. Look into it. Don't have a blind eye to stuff because you don't want to be bought. Okay, now they're bringing you something, and now you got to do something with it, and now you got to think about it. Now you got a strategic plan or strategically manage something. Well, that's why you're in that leadership role. Don't just take what people give you and just dismiss it. Now, of course, you have to have discernment, and you have to look at things subjectively and objectively to make an informed decision about things that matter. Absolutely. And you can't chase down every single ball. Just like Serena Williams. She said, look, when I was younger, I chased down every ball because, she was conditioning herself. She had that stamina. And she was chasing down every ball on the court. But as she got older and injuries and all that kind of stuff set in, she said what she had to learn was to know where to position myself. She said, so I learned how to position myself. So if I needed to swat at that ball, I knew where to. I won't wear myself out. Oh my God. And so when she said that, I said, good God Almighty, because, like I said, you gain more wisdom. She said, because a lot of those balls I was chasing down and hitting, she said half of them balls were going to be called out anyway. But I was trying to get at everything. And if that's what she needed to build up her stamina and build up her, her mental, that she can do, that's one thing. But again, you have to get to a point when you're in leadership, you may not know and have all the answers. Sometimes the very people that work for you or that you are manage may have answers to help you. And we have to get out of the thing that just because we didn't come up with it, we scared somebody else is going to get the credit. The devil is a lie. If you've got good team people working for you, it doesn't hurt to listen and hear them out. But, if you know that it's not going to work because you have to look at other things, then you just say, well, hey, thanks for that suggestion. But, that's something that I had already thought about. and brought to whoever the powers that be, and it's not going to work. And then you just keep it moving. But again, when you're in these leadership roles and these big executive roles, yeah, we can be impressed by their titles. We can be impressed by their degrees and all the things that they've accomplished. But just like anything else, we're all human. We all can overlook something. We can all make a mistake. And that's why we all should be able to sharpen each other's iron. And just because we're in charge and because somebody brings something to us, we just want to overlook it. And I'm telling you, when somebody brings something to you, or a multiple of people bring things to your attention over and over, and you just totally dismiss it and overlook it because you don't want to be bothered, or because you don't want to take the time out and look at it. And if it means calling out your best good friend Judy over here, and this is about, the bigger picture got to be about, it ain't just about you. It's about how is it going to affect the masses. See, that's the thing about these when we see and hear about these banking debacles and the Enrons of the world and different big accounting firms, that mess trickles down and affects all of us. That housing market crash, that was a hot mess, and it trickled down because wasn't no money coming in, so the insurance companies weren't getting paid. The taxes were not getting paid. Then we had an influx of all these houses being for. It affected everybody. It affected globally everybody. When what people at the top sometimes overlook it. So I have to applaud, not that it makes it right, but I have to applaud that at least the FDIC, it was taking ownership of some of that banking failure, and to be able to say, okay, this may cause us to have to put tighter regulations in place. Because again, yes, we want to trust our elected officials. Yes, we want to trust those people. That's what they're hired to do. Look, we're working. We're doing what we're supposed to do. We're getting up every day, driving to work or working remote from home. We're doing what we're supposed to do. Now, again, going back to that analogy I use, yeah, there are going to be slackers on the job everywhere. But we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And guess what? 90% of us, if we don't do what we're supposed to be doing, we're going to be held accountable. We're going to get called into the quote-unquote principal's office and say, hey, or it might reflect on an evaluation, our, employee evaluation, whatever. We're going to be held accountable. So when it comes to these big banks, all that stuff, those people also need to be held accountable. And if that means by way of voting them in and out, then that's how we do the check and balance. Whereas the government sometimes has to step in and do a check and balance. We, the people, have to sometimes do that check and balance and truly vote your interests. What's best for the whole masses of people? And that's all I'm saying about, what I like to and what I'm passionate about over here when I do go into these type conversations. Because I'm telling you, some of us, we can't see the forest from the trees. All we know is we like that party. And honey, again, using the analogy, they can be slackers, but you're good with it because you like them. They're part of your entourage. But you let somebody else that is not part of your entourage do the very same slack, piss poor job, yeah, I said it, as them. Oh, it's a problem. Oh, you talk more money than the cash register. So anyway, like I said, I get passionate about certain things, but I have to say I'm glad they're going to now they've identified the problem, they've spoken and said, hey, we overlooked it. We should have, when people were coming to us telling us that, hey, there's a problem, there's some smoke here. And like I said, I'm saying all that to say this, is that when you have people that work for you, or you're their leader, it's important to listen. It's important to listen and check things out. Whether it be in your household, whether it be with your spouse, with your family member. It's not good to overlook stuff. Because, honey, that little thing that you deem to be a little minute problem, baby, it can get real big and snowball. And then now it's affecting the whole family. It's affecting the whole nuclei. And sometimes it's so big that any and everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry got to get involved now. And everybody got to see it. And now it's affecting everybody. And everybody got to talk about it. So again, I just came on to say, y'all, no matter what position you are in life, truly where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't overlook stuff just because you like people. Don't overlook stuff just because, oh, they're part of my crew. And you overlook their mess, but somebody else on the other side of the street can do the same thing and you're having a fit. It's a problem then. So I think for the FDIC to say, hey, we dropped the ball here. We should have been. Yeah, just because those big banks have lobbyists that come to your $500 a plate dinner fundraiser every 2 months that y'all have them, just because this special little group that you deep down in their pockets and they give you this amount of money every year to run your campaign, so you overlook stuff. Be very careful. And it's no different than us. It's no different than us. We let one family member get away with stuff and the other family member do the same thing, and everybody drop the hammer on that one. No. Don't overlook stuff that can cause problems for everybody. That's pretty much what it is. And then again, don't overlook stuff when people bring something, truly bring stuff to your attention, and you're hearing it from multiple places. Don't turn a blind eye to that. Look into it. And if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out. But don't drop the ball and not look at it. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Y'all, I got to get moving because, I mean, the later and later I'm sitting here running my mouth, the later and later it'll be for us to get on the road. But anyway, no biggie, because that's what I love about when you do stuff. You don't really, you have a set time, but when you're doing little day trips like this, you go when you want to go. You don't have all that pressure on you to, because don't we have enough of that to deal with work and everything else? You just get up, get dressed, and when you get dressed and get finished, you're done. You can do what you want to do. That's the way I look at it anyway. But anyway, I'm just going to do some pink. Oh, I got that all up under my eye. Little pink, natural looking eyeshadow. And then I'm going to do a little brown. But anyway, y'all, like I said, I will show y'all where we go when we get there. But anyway, I'm going to finish up my makeup. And then I'll do a separate video when we get on the road. But anyway, I love y'all. Y'all be at peace. Continue to be peacemakers. Create an atmosphere where people feel that peace around you. They don't have to feel like, oh gosh, being around her or him is always extra work, you know? Be a peacemaker. All right, y'all, I love you. God bless. And may the peace of the Lord be with you. And I'll just do my little outfit at the end. All right, y'all. See you when we get on the road on the next video. Bye.